The juice. Got to win their last 2 games for that to remain true. That was a doozy. I would like to discuss lots of things about this game, one of which is the fact that Stafford has 457 next to his name. He's got 3 touchdowns next to his name, but the Seahawks have the number 12. Oh, look at that sweet 12 next to the Seahawks. That's a special number for them. That's a final. That was in overtime. Seahawks win it. After the game, you heard from both quarterbacks who were electric.
That was crazy. Yeah, I think just overall, you guys are going to think I'm weird for saying this, but I didn't think we played our best football. I certainly didn't play my best football. We got a lot of work to do there, but at the end of the day, we won. And, that the team in that locker room, all the guys in that locker room, we work so hard for moments like this. Obviously, like I said, we got a lot of work to do, and we're going to continue to push and get better. But those guys in the locker room deserve a win like that.
Obviously, tonight's loss may affect your opportunity to get the #1 seed. Is that challenging in the next 11 days?
Go play. Where are we playing? Who are we playing? Put the ball down. Prepare. Go play. That's the attitude this team's had since day one. It's the attitude we're going to have till the last game we play this year. Listen. Respect everybody, fear nobody, go play.
He's trying to hide irked in that post-game press conference. A little annoyed. Stafford's like, I laid it out on the line, and we're a 5 seed. Now, the Rams last week with their win actually had already clinched a playoff berth, so that is inevitable. It's just what number is next to their name, if you will. Seahawks right now, big, beautiful bird on the left side of your screen with 12 wins. The Bears loom large, though, as they play the Packers. This thing could be an absolute martini shaker this weekend and toss out different numbers by the end. That's why we love this time of year here in the NFL. That game could not have been better last night. I have a knot in my chest, Manti, with excitement about all the things that we could pick apart with this overtime thriller. Where do you take us to begin?
Well, that man that just ended the interview, I'd take it to Matt Stafford, because when you have almost 600 yards of total offense, yet you come up short, it's a reflection of their struggles for me in the red zone. Now, we know who used to come alive in the red zone for the L.A. Rams, and that was Davante Adams. And when I watched this Rams offense that took the field last night, it reminded me of the Golden State Warriors before Kevin Durant got there. Like, they had a really good long ball, and they would live and die by the three-pointer. They had a good inside game with Draymond Green at times, and that was the run game with Kyron Williams and Blake Corum. But they're missing that guy that could score in the mid-range and also at the three-pointer. That's what Davante Adams did for that offense, right? He wasn't only a vertical threat, one of the best possession receivers in the game, but he was that guy when you were 3rd and 1, 3rd and 5, third and goal, that you could go into 13 personnel and stick him out there one-on-one, and he would win those matchups. Last night, the Rams are 3 for 6 in the red zone, right? Even though they had the lead that they had, you don't kick field goals. That is an L.A. Rams offense that does not kick field goals in those situations. But when you don't have 17 out there, and Puka had a phenomenal game, but when you score 3 points instead of 7 on 3 times down there, that is usually what results in that game. Hats off to the Seattle Seahawks, that defense and that special teams unit, and Sam Darnold coming up in the clutch, Isaac. But I had to look at the L.A. Rams and their struggles down there in the red zone as one of those factors that contributed to their loss last night.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about Seattle. Well, I am, but it's interesting because McVay, in every other scenario on the field, seems like he was super aggressive, right? You look at all the 4th down attempts they have, and then you get to the red zone, and we're kicking field goals, right? He didn't really have a choice because of Davante, but it's just an interesting dynamic in different parts of the field. But we got to talk about Seattle. I mean, wow. Sam Darnold, I love his post-game presser where he's like, it's going to sound crazy. And yet you still talk about him as if, well, can he actually win the big game? Who's he going to be in the playoffs? Who's he going to be against the Rams specifically? And then he comes out and plays in the second half the way that he did. Absolutely dominated the football game. The first half, it was more complimentary, right? Other parts of the team on the Seahawks, they made plays when they needed to. The second half was really a dominating performance by Sam, and I think the Seahawks fans should be excited about him in the playoffs and who he is and who his legacy, what his legacy is going to be. It was big for him in his narrative.
He's so talented. You watch him play last night, you're like, why did it take so long? That's a question that we'll have to answer years after his career is done. But you just watch it, especially on that touchdown of Jackson Smith and Jigba in the back of the end zone. The whip he has on that ball to find him and the immediacy he can make that decision is crazy.
It's special. I mean, he's a special quarterback, and honestly, as football fans, it's nice to be able to sit back and actually say, yeah, he's a really good quarterback and not have the question. But it's crazy.
Oh, I have so many thoughts on it.
Where do we start?
You guys covered a lot of ground. This was like a championship fight.
Yes.
You know, it was not quite WrestleMania because we're not in the playoffs yet, but this is like the Royal Rumble. This is the lead up. These games are huge. These last few weeks of the season, they are massive. And we were all glued to our TV sets last night watching this game. I mean, it was, I'll tell you what, the thing that stood out to me often in this game was the Seattle Seahawks fight. They were fighting. They were in it. They were out of the end zone. You guys covered it. But then on the back end, they go down in the fourth quarter, 30-14. Puka Nacua catches a TD pass from Matt Stafford, and by all intents and purposes, it looked like this game was done. It looked like it was over. I mean, at this point, the Rams had dominated time of possession. They dominated the turnover battle. They dominated through the air. Corum was running. Kyron was running. They had dominated the game. It looked like you're up 16. I mean, that's a very comfortable number if you're an NFL team in the fourth quarter. And, Jamie, you said it. We're going to get to some of that trash talk, if you will. But the Seahawks kept grinding, man. They kept fighting. They did what they had to do, and that's what it felt like throughout this entire game. My question, my big question coming out of this, did it feel like a coming out party for the Seattle Seahawks, or did it feel like a fluke for the Seattle Seahawks?
No, it can't. 12 wins, say.
I know, but you still looked at the way Matt Stafford talked about this game after it was over. He
looks unbothered.
Yeah. He was very confident. And I mean, you're not going to be able to, punt return for a touchdown, these 2-point conversions. You had some huge splash plays from Kenneth Walker to keep them in the game. Are you going to be able to? I mean, they put up 37 points, 600 yards. Like, are the Seahawks going to be able to do that? Because the Rams have been doing that all year long. Yeah. And they're going to keep doing that. Matt Stafford's MVP, if he gets hurt tomorrow. Are the Seahawks, when it's time, are they going to be able to do that again if these teams match up in January? I don't know. I love to see it. It was a great game, huge fight. Kudos to the Seahawks. Congratulations on making the playoffs.
It's a good sell for the potential third time these teams play, which we would love to see. Before we get to some of the petty emotions that were unpacked on the sideline, a feel-good one that I want to touch on, which is